What up, Crypto Warriors? It's Sergeant Crypto back at it again. Today is Friday, January 18th, 2019. The past cannot be changed. The future is yet in your power. So I brought up the next few articles that I'm about to go over and give you my opinion on. Bringing them up because I had a discussion earlier with someone, and they're not into crypto, but their main thing is that how much I made on Bitcoin. He kept saying Bitcoin. How much money you made because it's down right now. And it dropped from 20. He said 25,000. I didn't even know Bitcoin went up to 25K, but he said from 25,000 down to like $2,000 now. So he obviously don't know what he was speaking about, and I tried educating him on it, and he just doesn't get it. All right, so you can lead a horse to water, can't force it to drink, right? But let's get into it. I also want to give a shout out to everyone that's been subscribing, liking, sharing, and just supporting the channel, man. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. So these articles are articles I got from videos that I've watched from different YouTubers, the Modern Investor and the Digital Asset Investor. I had to look them up so I could email it to this guy that I know. All right, so here we go. The first one, this one is a little old. It's about a month old. All right, coming out of Hedge Week, and Mark Yusko, cryptocurrency will put individuals in control of their wealth. So if you're wondering who Mark Yusko is, Mark Yusko, founder, CEO, and CIO of Morgan Creek Capital Management. All right, he's hugely excited about the future and what this digital asset world in which cryptocurrencies will operate may look like. So, I'm about to read it and then go over it real quick. So he's talking about cryptos going viral, and he compares it to a virus, and it's spreading. So I think we're at the beginning stages of a viral growth stage. This is a technological evolution as opposed to a revolution. The technology is not super revolutionary. Cryptography has been around for decades. This distributed ledger technology has been around for decades. But what is new in the concept of zero basis proof, the idea of consensus and smart contracts. And then he goes over like a quick history and everything, and then he comes in, talks about Satoshi Nakamoto and how he, she, or they solved the double spend problem. All right, then going over Metcalfe's law about cryptos, and Metcalfe's law where it's n squared, and taking that network effect. All right, where you'll have two users, user A and B, and then it just doubles and doubles and doubles and doubles. All right, then he goes into this picks and shovels part right here. He refers to technology following a 14-year cycle of innovation in computing power. The mainframe was developed in 1954. 14 years later, in 1968 came the microchip. Then in 1982 the personal computer was born. Another 14 years later, in 96 the internet was developed, and then in 2010 mobile net evolved, and he's predicting by 2024 we will have what I call the trust net. This is him speaking, which some people refer to as the internet of value. Whereas the internet was all about connectivity, and the mobile net focused on the ubiquity of access to information through mobile devices, the trust net will establish a single point of truth that will allow peer-to-peer exchange of value. When you think about a true peer-to-peer world without intermediaries, it gets really exciting really fast. And that's what Bitcoins and crypto will allow. It will allow us to transact and not have that third party involvement, i.e. a bank, sending remittances cross borders, you know, it's a major disruptor. And I always state that with this disruption, a lot of industries and a lot of companies are basically going to be closing down. You know, look what's happening to Sears and Kmart because of Amazon. All right, look what's happening to taxis because of the likes of Uber and Lyft. So with cryptocurrencies, maybe, you know, 10 to 15 years from now, there won't be such a thing as a bank. All right, because we're paying them to hold our money. We could definitely be in charge of our own funds, and this is where cryptos come in. All right, so in this part right here now, he's talking about upsetting the apple cart, where basically banking executives are absolutely incentivized to say bad things about blockchain technology, because the reality is people don't need banking anymore. People don't need banking anymore in the traditional sense. People can transfer value individually across borders at little or no cost, completely bypassing the Bank of International Settlements and circumventing banking treaties that have existed for 400 years or more. I mean, it's all right there, people. We are ahead of the curve. We are ahead of the wave, man. And this is what I, was trying to explain to that dude I know, that like, yo, getting involved right now, you'll be ahead of the wave, man. You will be ahead of the wave. Don't just be reactive. You know what I mean? Don't just jump on the, don't jump on the wave because you see everyone else doing it. Try to do your own research and really look into it. So yeah, and it's just the future, man. All right, that's all I got to say about that. Next, we have, let me see, this article here. All right, this one's coming out of Investors Business Daily. The next step in Bitcoin's evolution: big money investors move in. And this one is talking about, more so the Bitcoin ETF, which, like I've stated before, is something that we don't need, right? However, it's inevitable at this point. It's going to happen. We have other countries starting their own ETF or ETF type products. So eventually the US will get on board, and the SEC will approve an ETF sooner or later. All right. So here we go. They talk about the CBOE and the CME with their Bitcoin futures and not trading in the underlying asset, meaning settling the Bitcoin futures with actual Bitcoin. All right, it's just paper trading, and goes on to say that backed. So here it is. Bitcoin investment, a new asset class, and this is how we have to see it. And actually, not us, but the SEC with their 70-year-old rule, the Howey test. They trying to box Bitcoin and cryptos under securities law, which we all know that cryptos really aren't securities, and they're not even commodities either. So it's a new thing. All right. So with that being said, in this article here, they're talking about the actual underlying assets being traded and being settled with the likes of Backed and RSX, two new exchanges that are going to be formed this year if the government ever reopens, and where people will be able to settle, physically their contracts in the underlying asset itself, in Bitcoin, in XRP, in Ethereum. All right. So yeah. But here it is. I highlighted this part right here where he speaks of, for the average Joe, like the individual that I was speaking to, for them to come in, they're going to need people or entities to settle or have the custody issues of your cryptos resolved, meaning having a bank hold your cryptos for you. We don't need a third party to hold our cryptos for us. All right, we've become too used to, or been brainwashed for so long into thinking that we need a third party to have our money, and they have the system so rigged that when we get paid, it goes directly to our bank account, and then they charge us if we want to take it out. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm gonna read this part right here. You need custody services for the average Joe, Casey said. If the future of digital assets is to be more mainstream, then we need ordinary folks to participate, and they won't do it without trusted institutions along the way. Now, I'm going to agree to disagree with this. Yes, for cryptos to take off, we do need more people to participate in a network and, you know, be a part of the network and starting to invest in cryptos and starting to use cryptos, right? However, we don't need someone to manage or hold our cryptocurrencies for us. I don't need a bank to hold my Bitcoin. Okay, excuse me. I don't need a bank to hold my Bitcoin. This is what Bitcoin was invented for, was to get away from the banks, people. We don't need a bank to hold our cryptos for us, man. All right, so that's all, you know, I'm gonna have to say about that. And, you know, this is again, I'm gonna leave this both these articles in the description below, and let's talk about that, man. You know, do you think that we need a third party to hold it for us? Like, no. I mean, that's what this one was about in the first place, right? Individuals having control of their own wealth. All right, last but not least, this is coming out of the Bitcoinist. And Bitcoin, too risky. U.S. lottery ticket sales exceed entire Bitcoin market cap. So here we are. Every year, U.S. citizens spend north of $70 billion on state lottery tickets. That's almost $8 billion more than the entire market cap of Bitcoin, and more than half of the entire crypto market as a whole. So I don't even have to, you know, get into this. I don't play the lottery, not anymore. Not since I've been working on my own. You know, since I quit my regular job and, you know, venture off on my own and started working for myself. I don't, you know, fall into the frenzy of the in-office lottery pool, because it's just me by myself, right? So, you know, so that's a blessing within itself, you know, besides working for myself. But spending whenever the lottery gets stupid big, you know, 400 million, 500 million, you know, and the whole office get together and, you know, pool our money together, and, you know, we get in this frenzy of, oh, we're gonna all quit our jobs when we win, or whatever the case is. But, you know, we never do. And if we had taken that money and bought Bitcoin back then, you know, we definitely would have been better off by now. All right, so here it is. And that's what basically this is breaking down. This article here. Let me find the part where it says, you know, $600. Here it is. If the average person had invested $600 in Bitcoin in January of 2016, they would have scored around 1.25 Bitcoin. By January 2018, that would have translated into $21,250. That's a better return than wasting your money on the lottery. Uh, I'm not going to go off into a deep rabbit hole with this, but it's basically a big waste. I know people personally that spend $30 to $50 daily on the lottery. This is every single day, every day, $30 to $50 every single day. All right, so even if you're going by the low end of $30 daily, that's $200. What's that? $210, 7 days a week. On a weekly basis, and that's just on me estimated on the low end. And I know that person, when they say they spend $30, they say it with a hint of being ashamed. So I know that they're spending way more than $30 daily, and that's just insane to me, man. Like, just if you just take that money and just invest it in Bitcoin, not even Bitcoin, but just put that money to the side and just do something worthwhile with it over the course of a year. You could have over the course of 5 years, whatever the case is, you could have paid down on a nice rental property or something to that effect, or just something that's going to give you a better return, or a monthly return on your investment, instead of wasting $200 every single week on lottery. And when they win, they win like $100 here and there, or $50, and they feel like they're getting it back, and they're getting over on the system. It's a crazy psychological thing, man. But definitely with this article here, it just goes to show that if we as a people would stop paying this extra tax to the government, right, and start paying ourselves first, we would all be better off in the long run. And yeah, that's it, man. Like I said, I'm not going to go off and rant about this, because I know I can. Watch the Modern Investor, his latest video. He definitely went off on a rant about this one, because he's it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, again, this will be linked in the description below. Thanks for watching. As always, smash up those likes, hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to get notified when I upload new videos. And if you do play the lottery, start putting that money away, man. Start putting that money away, and at the end of the week, every week, buy some crypto. Not financial advice, but I'm just saying, like, come on. That's crazy, man. Alright, it's your boy, man. I'm out. Letsgetthiscrypto. Peace.